let's just start with the training, right? So basically, let's start. Let's say what Powershell is. So Powershell, it is a cross-platform automation solution, right? Basically, you can do lots of stuff. But instead of the GUI approach, if you
Mhm.
want to achieve anything with in command line, this
Mhm.
gives you a command line shell to basically just control your own entire operating system. Anything that is not native, you can build a module or specific applications. Let's say install an app, let's say SQL, and
Mhm.
SQL will have a specific module which you can download because it's not. It does not come with your operating system. You have to install it. So once you install it, you can install a specific module which will help you control it with GUI. So there might be some limitations as to what are the features that you can uh, uh, do in GUI versus the command line, right? And things like that based on what specific technology you're looking to automate. Okay, this there will always be a gap between the GUI and command line. It does not mean that you always have a more control on the GUI or more control on shell. There are certain features that is present only in GUI and certain only on shell. So things like that will come into picture as you go into your automation journey. Okay.
Mhm.
uh,
Yeah,
so
actually, the thing is, currently on my job, there is lot of work which needs to be automated. Like
mhm,
there was few process where I need to pick the file from the attachments and
mhm,
paste the file into the folders. After that, pick from the folder and start for the process. So I was looking like some type of automation where like like for the basics, so I can learn that I instead of picking go and daily pick the file from the attachments, like if I
mhm.
can learn something where attachments or Outlook attachments automatically come and staged into the local folder, and the rest the ETL process will pick that. So yeah, that's the type, that's kind of type I'm looking for.
Okay, okay, no problem. Sure. uh, so what you told me is not very complex at all. We can certainly do that given that we are in this specific part of a course. So as we progress, we'll make note of what your requirement is, and we'll try and do it ourselves. Like I'll teach you stuff, and then I'll try and make you do it as a practical learning process, and then the difficulties that you face, I'll help you sort them out, and that's a better approach in learning what you're looking for. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, no problem. So, okay, we'll first start with navigating the partial. How do you load modules? How do you first see what are the modules are in partial, and what are the commandlets that are native that you can use in partials and things like that. I'll open
Okay.
my partial screen. Okay,
Mhm.
so let's first start with navigate and impartial. So before even going there, okay, so this is your Windows partial command line. Instead of using this, you can also use partial ISC or Visual Studio Code. And in case of Visual Studio Code, you have to use install the extension, partial extension, and then you can start uh, calling your PS scripts, and then opening them, and then you can write them as you go and then execute them as you go. Okay. Um,
Okay.
so let me
Yeah,
open partial.
currently I do have PowerShell ISE and PowerShell extension in my computer, like
Yeah.
office computer, but yeah, I don't know how to use that actually.
Yeah, no problem. So you're using Visual Studio Code, right? Or Visual Studio or some other ID,
I am using Visual Studio, but for ETL purpose.
ATL purpose. Okay, no problem.
Mhm.
Okay, no problem at all. Okay. Let's start with the very base of navigating between navigating in partial, to be exact.
Okay.
Okay, you might have seen what I did earlier. So it was just to clear the screen. CLS just means clear the screen. It does not do anything except just clear your view. Like let's say you typed so many number of lines here, and it might be having errors. It might be calling a script. It might be just showing you stuff like write FNOs, for example. So this is one of the native commandlet. So what it will do is whatever you type here, let's say this, and this is in your script. I'll just create a script for now. What I'll do is,
Mhm. Okay.
one sec, let me share this. I post. I send here. So I'm just going to call. One sec, he's just not able to see my screen because I'm just typing it out on a different window. Just give me a sec. Where's- So basically, if you want to look at the file, what are the files that are present in this specific directory, you'll use a list. So list will list you everything in your directory. You can use ls, or you can also use dar. Dar basically will means the same. So AR means what directory you're looking into, and the same thing works, right? I'm not sure if you went around and used Linux or Unix. Uh, LS is part of that, and it's similar in Windows as well. Okay, I'm not going to do that, but instead I'm just going to call the script that I just created, and partial scripts will have the extension PS1, and partial modules usually will have the extension PSM1 or PSD1. See, these modules basically like 90% of the time these modules are will be created by any specific application host or any application vendor. Let's say you have a SQL module, right? And that SQL module will be created by you and hosted on a specific site. I think it's in GitHub now if you want to take a look. So there will be different versions, and these are standard versions maintained so that business users, SQL business users, I mean, of the software can install them, and these infrastructure people can make use of the module and do their tasks or automate if needed. Okay. So what I did was just use the same line that I showed you earlier. So this is one of the native commandlet. So I just did this. Yeah. So basically, write if an host writes things to your command line view, and let's say you are using this script to schedule something, and uh, remember this. I'll be going over, not covering just one point of the topic. So I'll be covering multiple points of conversation, and I'll just try and give it to you as well. Because let's say I go with a specific headline, and at times it will be difficult for you because there'll be no background on what it is or why it is that we are doing. So I'll try and give you a more practical use case and more practical approach. Okay, if you have any issues, just let me know.
Okay.
Okay, no problem. So okay, so this command line does that and nothing else. And let's say you have your automation, you have your PS1 script that you've just created. Let's say it copies a file from a specific directory to another directory. Okay, uh, you place that and you scheduled it. So it ran at some certain time today, and if you're using write as an host, let's say after in the script, after whatever logic you build there, you use the write as an host. Unless you're calling the script from this partial window, you'll not see this ICE India there. So write as an host does nothing other than just throw you stuff on the command line. Okay, and if you want to log things when you're writing a script, start transcript will be your go-to commandlet. So this is one of the native Windows commandlet as well. So as soon as you use this start script, it will basically give you the file name where this transcript is being written to. And let's say you are executing a script. Your task scheduler is basically being said to start a script at a certain time, and the script is executing. So if you're using static and transcript there, it will write the file. But you have to exclusively stop this with stop hyphen transcript. If you do not do this, what will happen is the content will be in the transcript, but it will not be either readable or it will not complete. So basically, you're opening the file that you're creating. Okay. So this is one of the native Windows commandlets that will be useful if you're not creating a separate log file for that case. Okay. Basically, if you want to handle logs for whatever scripts you write. For example, as you said, there are a lot of stuff to automate. You have, let's say, in about a month, you have about 10 automations, okay, 10 partial scripts. And how do you know which one succeeded, which one failed? And if there's any, let's say, you've written a script such that it will throw you the error on the screen itself. So let's say you're using write FNOs. How will you know what exactly happened throughout the execution of the script, and if there is any errors thrown, any warnings thrown, how would you know what happened, right? In those cases, log files will help you. So when you're starting freshly, log files might not necessarily help you, but as you build more automations, it will help you for your infrastructure as well, and for any of the automations that you do. It'll keep you a fail safe. Let's say you run something destructive, and let's say you're deleting something or just moving something, and if it does not move from your source to the destination, you'll not know, right? Unless you simply let's say someone is looking for the file in the destination and you ran the script. So you're certain that it should be in the description, but destination, but they can't find it. Why they can't find it? So in those cases where it failed for a specific file, this transcript or any other logging methods for that matter will help you out. And to navigate to a different folder, what you can do is use CD. So CD means change directory, and so basically you can give your entire full file path is what it is called. So CD, and then first the drive letter, and then the folder name, whatever it is. You can go like this, or relative path. To use a relative path, you can just do CD temp, because I know temp is a folder within the admin folder under users in the C drive. Okay, so this will be called relative path. But if I use C users and yeah, this will be called the absolute path. And any scripts that you use, try and uh, uh, call the absolute path first, and then execute your script to write files to any relative path stuff. Like, let's say I'm writing a script, so it is to move certain files from this directory to a different directory. I'll first switch to this directory and then call anything like new hyphen file or new hyphen folder and things like that, and then creating it with a relative path, and then we'll be giving my file name something like this new file dot txt and something like that. Okay. So most times the best approach is to use the absolute and not the relative path. Okay. We use CDs. Okay. Test hyphen. Okay. So we covered that. What's next? Partial modules. Okay. Okay. And like I said earlier, uh, 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 most of the applications that you see on Windows, if it's not native and you have some sort of a business license attached to it, there'll be modules uh, uh, developed by the same vendor or the same application team that gives you the app. Okay, it will be either hosted on GitHub or on the Microsoft site itself or the vendor site itself. And to install the modules, you can either download the module file and then run it on your own on the machine that you're going to use that module. And let me show you what all the installed modules. So getIFN module is also another native command line. You don't need to import or install anything. You can just do getIFN module, and then it will give you all the modules that is currently installed in this machine. So let's say you're using SQL, and if you've installed another module, SQL module here, you'll see the SQL module in one of these lines. It doesn't have to be exactly in the bottom or the top. So similarly, the number of modules you install, this list will go on, and there is a switch called list available. Basically, list available will look up the entire system. GetIFN module will not give you the exact number of modules, not all the times, unless it's in a certain directory, the modules in a certain directory. Hyphen list available will give you, so this is basically a switch. So this is the command, getIFN module is the command, hyphen list available is the switch. Basically shows you everything that is installed on this machine. You see this. So if it's not in a certain directory, stuff will not show up unless you use this command line. And then let's say I installed about 10 modules. How do I know which version of the module is in? So basically what will happen is the application vendors, they'll create different versions each time. Let's say in about 6 months, they create a new module for SQL, and the older modules is basically depreciated, and you'll have to go on with the newer version of the module. And if you want to see which version is installed, you can do this. So basically, this is called a pipeline, this pipe symbol. So if you shift and then do a forward slash, shift and select the forward slash, this symbol is called pipeline. Okay. So basically, what pipeline means is it will just give you throw whatever is present between before the pipe to whatever command or line that you're executing after the script. It will just basically means this. Just for now, think of whatever is present between before the pipeline as the input, and whatever we are trying to uh, 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 use on after the pipeline to be taking that input and then massaging it, or rather using it to achieve a certain task. Okay. So here what we'll do is do a select hyphen object. So we need to look up a specific version of a specific module, right? So to do that, you'll pipe it and do a select if an object. Select if an object will let's say you give a valid case after select if an object, it will look up a certain property of this commandlet, and then let's say I want to look up the name of the commandlet and then do a search like that, like do a filter there, and I want to use this app background task as my name of the object. So whatever filter that you're going to use for select if an object, you have to declare it within these curly braces. Okay. Let me know if you're having difficulty following me. Just tell me, and then I'll explain it to you. Okay. Cynthia, are you still with me? Okay, sure.
Yes, I am. Actually,
Okay.
I'm having a really difficulty to understand you.
Do you want me to go slow?
Yes, please.
Okay, sure. No
And
problem.
like it's not like go slow, but if you give me a little bit more um, the simple examples. Um,
Mhm. Okay, sure. I'll try and do that for now. Let's
mhm.
just complete this line, and then I will go to more simple examples. Okay. So
Okay.
okay. So Graph module, why I picked this is this is something that you have to know for certain, like absolutely you should know this commandlet. like I said, this will be used to verify. So our task right now is to verify uh, if a specific version of verify what version of the module is currently installed for. Let's just call Windows search. Okay, this is a manifest. Windows
Mhm.
error reporting. Let's just pick this. So actually not select where an object, because you're going to look up a certain module. You'll use where hyphen object, and then I'm going to look up the name field of the module. Okay. So basically what it does is where hyphen object will look for everything within this name field and this header, and look for a certain string match. So what I'm going to do is
Mhm.
just do hyphen eq means this name will be equal to. So now I'll call this. Yeah, what this means is, so I'll first get all the modules installed in this machine. I'll then pipe
Mhm.
them out to look at this filter. So what this filter looks up is, to look up all the objects, and then it will look up on this specific field or this specific parameter. So the name of the module, dollar underscore dot, any a property uh, of the command line that you provided before the pipeline, you'll
Mhm.
call it by using this syntax. So dollar underscore dot basically means to look up the name parameter of this commandlet. Okay. So this is one of the property, not a parameter, property of whatever output is received from this commandlet. So it will first initiate this part of the line, and then it will look up this specific property, and then it will look
Mhm.
for this specific string. So let's just run this. Okay. If you see here, it'll just give you that
This
specific
is one
script and
script.
nothing else. Yeah. So that's what where if an object actually does. It will filter and look up this filter whatever that you're providing it to, and
Mhm.
we can verify that the version is one. There are other methods to verify which. Okay. Let's say I want to just display the version of it. Before I do that, okay, let's go to more easier samples. Okay, sure, like your request.
No, no,
Uh,
I'm good. I'm getting this. I'm good.
you
I'm
get,
getting this. You can go
you
ahead.
just
Yeah.
overwhelmed with the amount of output that is just thrown at you, right? Okay,
Mhm.
okay, it's no problem at all. Okay, um, so to create any variables or let's say constants for now, you'll have to use the dollar sign and then just call uh, create your variable here, and then let's for now call it string sample. Remember, if you're already using the so basically what this means is, I just created a sample which will have a string as the data type, and then it will contain this as the value. And if I start if I try and read what's present within in this variable, I'll just call the string sample, and I can see that I have the commandlet within it. Okay. So there are certain characters that you have to escape. I'm not sure if there is any escape characters in SQL. So what basically happens is, when you're trying to create a string, it will not be able to read this unless you escape it. To escape any characters when you're creating a string, you can use this is called backtick. So what will happen is, if you just if you take a look on your keyboard, there will be a tilde symbol. So this will be your tilde. So if you hold the character shift, and then so it will be next one. So this will be tilde, and this will be backtick. Used to basically just escape a single character. And let's say I have two more dollars, and let's say I have any characters, any keywords that is native to partial. And if you want to define it within a string, or if you want to create it within a string, because like you saw in the earlier sample, it just does not read it or does not save it to your variable, you escape it. And then now if you take a look, basically as the character that you escaped it. Okay. uh, what it means, to escape and to just write stuff, there are certain syntax within partial that you need to follow. Okay. uh, let's say you use any keyword that is reserved, some keyword like, let's take a look at the partial reserved keywords. Let's say exit, and basically exit is a reserved keyword which, let's say you want to print something to your screen, just stating, uh, one sec. I'm exiting the script. So you want to print this in your log file. You basically want to, let's say after a certain logic, you're displaying this as an output uh, in your log file, just to show you that that specific part of the script is completed, and the complete script is now done, and you're writing this to your log file. And in cases like exit, uh, commandlets like exit and stuff like that, what it basically means is to terminate your partial window or script, to be exact. If you're calling the keyword called exit, it will basically end your entire script then and there. Okay. uh, I'll tell you, I'll give you logics on how to handle escape characters, and what are the commandlets that you shouldn't call, or the keywords that you shouldn't use within your script, and things like that. For now, let's Modules, napkins, modules, partial remoting. Okay.
Mm.
Okay. So I'll also want to cover partial remoting. So let's say if you want to do automation, and they basically gave you about 5 servers, and you want to execute something, or you want to look a uh, specific registry key, or a specific directory, and basically you want to look up the same sort of metrics on all 5 machines, and there is either a commandlet that you can run, or there is a script that you can run on all the 5 servers, and you don't want to do it 5 different times, right? Just duplication of your effort. In those certain cases, invoke hyphen command and then computer name. So basically, computer one, computer two, it can also be your IP. So you, if this is a domain joint machine, and you basically have remote access, and same credentials are being used between these computers on the and the computer that you're creating, running this commandlet on. Okay, invoke command. What it means is, you'll use this commandlet and then give it the number of computers or the number of machines that you want this to run on. In the script block, write hyphen host. I'll just explain to you once I've written this. Running this on all 3 computers. Okay. So what it means is, it will just run this command line, try host, running this on all machines, to all these 3 computers, on all these 3 computers to be exact. So where this will be helpful, let's say you want to you want to run a specific partial file, which moves files from a certain directory in C. Let's say C uses admin to C uses admin temp. You want to move all the files between this two directory, and this can certainly be achieved just by a single script. But you have the script placed on all the machines. Let's say you have 10 machines, and you want to execute it on 10 machines. Now you don't want to wait on the task scheduler which is running differently on all the 10 machines, and you want to just run all the scripts at a time on all 10 different computers, you can just make use of this commandlet. And instead of write host, it basically gave you an error. I wanted to show it to you because I wanted to show you what exactly will work in the backend when you try and invoke this invoke command. It will connect to each of the computer. If you see this, you can see the error: connection to remote server computer, computer one failed with the following error message. Basically, this is not a valid computer name or valid machine name or uh, a valid server name, and hence it's giving you that error. But if you give it a valid server name, it will basically try and execute whatever is present within the script block on each of the machines. Basically, get into computer one, run this, computer two, run this, and you don't have to manually get into each of the servers. This will help you a lot. Okay.
Okay,
And
so I have a question for you. For example, I have currently I have two computers.
mhm,
So I can write the name where you
mhm.
said write computer one, computer two,
Mhm.
and do I that mean I need to also mention the
Yeah, you have to mention. So
the task name?
okay. So by task you mean the script file, or to look up? Just give me
Yeah,
a brief.
like you said, a task scheduler, for example, for
It
like the
is
one of
scheduler. Yeah.
I have a one ETL process in one computer and the second
Mhm.
and process into the second
Yeah, we
computer.
can certainly
Uh,
look that up. So for doing that, let's say I want to look a certain process within this machine. So get process will give you all the processes on that machine. So let's just pick a certain task now. It doesn't matter what, but on your specific automation journey, let's say you want to look up a certain task. You said ETL task, right? Let's just think that this is your ETL task for now. So you'll look up Garifin process and then look for the certain process, and you'll either get the process name or the ID of the process name. Basically, just pick the process name because the IDs will differ as it executes. Okay, it's not reserved. So pick a process name, and let's do Garifin process. And what we learned before: select if an object. I mean, sorry, where if an object to filter that specific process out of the entire dot process name, because I saw the header name was process name, and I'm going to look up this specific string. Okay, process name, text input host. Come on. Sorry. Okay, so to copy stuff like that, what you need to do is take your mouse. You can just drag, just select, do a left click once, and then drag. And then it controls it. It will just basically copy it to your what do you call it, clipboard, and then you can just paste it away with Control V and stuff like that. Or you can also use right like this and then do edit and then mark, and then mark the stuff you want to copy, and then hit enter. It will just save it to your clipboard. So a more modern approach would be just to selecting and copying it. Okay. There are versions of partials that where you can't do and you have to use edit and then mark and then do stuff like that. But yeah, that's not the case anymore. So first,
yeah.
I'll verify
Select
I'm
and
able to
mark.
get the. Uh-huh.
I don't know how. What do you mean, like select and mark? I never did that. So what
Uh,
is that?
this one.
No, no, you're saying there was like there's a two-way to copy the task.
Yeah, yeah, no problem. I'll explain to you again. So,
Mhm.
just like I said, natively you can just left click and then highlight whatever you want and hit Control C. Or in the partial window itself, okay, it's because you're not able to. Okay, right click on the partial window. One sec. On the top, I'm sharing this as an app. Let me share this. Share my entire screen first so that you can see sharing options. Yeah, okay. Now I'm sharing my entire screen. Wait for it to load. Right click on the top. So basically, this will be your application, partial application. Right click on this, go to edit, and then select mark. So this was the legacy way of copying stuff. You can use the same in your Windows command prompt as well, and
Mhm.
press enter to copy this whatever you mark. Basically, right click,
Okay.
edit, uh, mark, and then copy the stuff that you want,
Okay.
and hit
And
enter.
then,
It'll just yeah, it'll save it to your clipboard. You can then paste it away. Okay.
so page control V.
Yeah, just do a control V, but I want
Okay.
to load up. So basically, I control V the line. See this?
Hmm. Okay, got you.
Yeah, okay, sure. I think I'll switch this back to screen. Sec, one sec. Just give me a sec. Okay, sure. Okay, so basically this will look up a specific process name, and you want to see if this process is running or not. Uh, so what I'll do is, okay, for now, just let's say we want to run this certain commandlet on about 10 machines, okay? And then what I'll do is invoke hyphen command, like I said earlier, and then the computer name, and computer names 1 till 10. Let's just call 1 and 10 for now. And then the script block will contain what I want to run on all these machines. So basically what it will do is it will execute this line and on all 10 machines and then give you the results on the Powershell itself. It'll yeah. For now I can't run it because I don't have a computers connected to locally, or I'm not connected to any domain, so I can't look it up. I don't have any valid machines like that, but basically what it'll do is the same. Run that certain commandlet on all 10 machines. And you can also run a certain script in this. And to run a script, you can just call the script block. Let's just call the script something like retroscript.ps1. So this because I've given a relative path here, you'll look up the script on this specific directory, and if you have the script on any certain directory that is not in this uh, uh, current directory, what you will do is just give the relative path. Give the absolute path. Let's say it's in the F drive under you have your own folder, and the let's call it script1.ps1. Basically, what it will do is it will take the script from this machine that you're running on, and then execute it on all these machines, all these computers, and give you the. So basically, let's say you have the results stored locally, or you want the results stored on a specific SharePoint site and things like that. You can make use of it. Do that on your script itself, or you can write those to a log, or alternatively, your script can have lines like the right of an host that we had earlier. It can denote that this process block has been executed, and we have moved this number of files from this directory to another directory and things like that. And basically, just do things like there can be certain scenarios where you want to make use of this. People will ask you to look up a certain registry and about all the machines, and in certain scenarios logging to each machine will take you a lot of time. This will certainly help you out in enterprise infrastructures. Okay. So what I'll do is I've uh, we have another 10 minutes, so what I'll do is I'll give you a simple thing to execute. I want to Okay, before we do that, I'll also give you another commandlet so that we can test your knowledge, right? Test
Mhm.
hyphen. It's like, yep. let's say I want to verify that I uh, have a file called this is admin. Is that called hi? Yeah, hi.psn. So basically, what test-path does is it will verify that the specific file or directory exists. So it will just give you a Boolean value as a result. Or what it will do is it will check if this specific script is there and then give you the result. So I basically it's true here because there is a file called hi.ps1 on that file folder architecture. Let's call it something else and it will throw you a false. So this is basically to see if let's say you move the files around like you said earlier on your script and you want to see if the files have been moved. You can basically use test path and then look up that specific file, or let's say you create a directory and you want to make sure that directory is created. What you have to do is let's say do this, and yeah, because the directory is valid, it will give you true. If I give anything else, it will just give me false. Basically make use of this and then write your own logic. Let's say I want to write something that's stating, and if the above condition is true, I just call it uh, directory found, or directory not found. Directory not found. Please take a look and things like that in your log file so that you can later take a look at the log and see what exactly transcribed and do task that to prevent that or sort of go over your errors and stuff like that. So I'll give you a simple task. So I want you to just do you have your are you connected to any machines right now, like where you can execute certain command? Let's I can give you a specific use case or a specific example for that matter, and I'll see how far you go, and then I'll help you out so that we can cover whatever we've been learning today. Is that okay, Cynthia?
I am not actually connected with any specific
Not
machine
a
right
server,
now.
your local machine would suffice.
My local machine. So right now I don't have any PowerShell in my local machine basically. Do I need to install it
Yeah,
or
yeah,
it
no
is
problem.
all there?
No problem for now. For the next classes, for the oncoming classes, you can do that because unless why I'm stating this is not to like stress you into doing stuff. Unless you actually try and execute
Actually,
what
I
you
do
learned.
have PowerShell.
Okay.
Okay.
Your partial. Yeah, if you can,
Yeah, I
please
do.
share your screen. I'll give you a simple task to achieve, and then
Okay.
I'll basically help you out if you're stuck somewhere. And
Okay.
if we try this out as soon as we learn, it will really stick it to your mind. And these are some basic things that you need to know. Okay, sure. Go
Okay.
and share your
Yes.
screen.
Mm-hmm.
And this will be the same for all other modules that we're going to cover. I mean, whatever I teach, I'll try and give you a simple sample or example that you can work with, and then if you have issues with that, I'll help you out so that it sticks well to your mind and you can basically use it, and then not just theoretically know or see what I'm running. Okay.
Okay. Okay. So do you want me to share my screen?
Yeah, go on, share screen. I'll
Okay.
make you a presenter.
Okay.
Okay, sure. So I need you to look up a specific process name and to see. Uh, just print me out the SID of the of any process for that matter. Just to look up on all the processes, pick a specific process, and just try and print the or just throw the process ID of that specific process. It can be anything. Yeah.
Mhm. Um. It's get process or
It's
something.
get hyphen process. So usually all the commandlets will have something like get hyphen or set hyphen, not underscore hyphen. Yeah. And if you have a doubt on what the commandlet is, do just get hyphen process. Just do it with a single s and hit tab. And as you keep tabbing, if there's any other commandlet that's, let's say, get hyphen processor name and stuff like that, though it's not a valid commandlet, it will just show you. Just hit tab once. No, no. Yeah, okay, sure. Hit up arrow once and hit tab. I'll tell you what exactly happens. Hit up arrow once.
Um, okay.
Upward facing, yeah, and then hit tab, the tab key on your keyboard. You see this? It sort of resolved it to a nearest matching commandlet. And if you have anything else after process, or let's say there's a command, like I said, if there is a
Mhm.
commandlet called processor, and yeah, it'll basically resolve that. So this is one of the features that you can make use of. And if you're using Visual Studio, of course,
Mhm.
as you type, yeah, that's right. As you type get hyphen, you'll get a list of all the command lists that you have, and you can certainly work with your ID. And in case you're not going to work with your ID, this will help you. Basically, tab away to look up what you're trying to look up, and if you only know part of what you're looking for. Okay, okay, got it. Okay, now pick a specific process and just show me the ID alone. Just print the ID alone. Any process for that
ID.
matter. Yeah. Yeah. I want you to
Mm,
look up a certain process, filter it, and then just give me the ID of that specific process.
mm.
Okay, scroll a little up.
Mhm.
Okay.
So it's pick the certain process.
Hmm. And take the ID. Yeah, you can use ID to filter.
Mhm. Mhm.
Now try and filter it out alone. You can just type A on, and things like just type A on your machine.
Okay.
See, took you there. Hit backspace and then type whatever you want here.
Okay. Um, I missed. I don't know exactly.
Okay, no problem. So what you need to do is, like I said, you need to use a pipeline now. To
Oh
make use of
yes.
filter or select, you need to use a pipe. So that's slash, yeah, hit shift and do that. Yeah. So now you piped it. Now you want to filter it. And to filter it, do you recall what command it is? Yeah, where item object.
Here.
Action object.
Object. Okay.
Uh, Hit
Check.
tab if you have doubts on what exactly the command is. Just hit tab. It'll just
Mhm.
resolve you. Okay. Now,
Where object.
yeah,
Uh, no.
yeah, type it
Equal.
around. I'll tell you.
Where equal. Um, no. Dollar sign. Dot. Maybe.
Yep, yep, you're right. And remember, you copy the ID of the process instead of the process name. So here you need to use dot ID, dot underscore dot ID.
ID.
Yep, and then do so this is your first part of the match, and then you want to compare this with something else, and to do that you have to use any sort of operand. So operand is what does your operation, what specifies what operation you want to do, like how you do a plus, minus, and divide and stuff like that. You're going to use equal here. So to do that you have to use a space. Unless you use a space, it will not know the difference between, yeah, operator and operand. Okay, hyphen. For now, just let's take a look at all the uh, operands that are present. Just keep hitting tab to see what are all present. Yeah, yeah. See, and as, yeah, keep tabbing. Or not XOR contains equal to CN, like, and less than, match, and stuff like that. So you can make use of this to do a certain lookup between the first and the second values. Okay, C split and stuff like that. You can just hit backspace now and do hyphen EQ. Hyphen EQ means it will look for exact match here. EQ means equals,
Thank you.
and then now you want to define a string which will have the process ID that you just copied. To do that, yeah, and yeah, just try and look it up now. And instead of your braces, you have to use curly braces when you're trying to use verify an object. Yeah, yeah, do the same on the.
Oh, okay.
So basically you make use
Also,
of your
taking me.
just go left and no, use your left arrow to navigate to that part of you, and delete it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, also delete the hyphen eq after verify an object. Verify an object is the command line and hyphen eq
Okay.
is not.
Okay. Oh, wow.
No problem. So if you delete key, it will remove the character after the highlighted word, or if you backspace, it will delete the current word. Okay. This is one of the navigation you need to learn. Just try it and see what happens here. Type something, do delete and backspace, and you'll know what exactly happens. Okay. So
Okay.
delete does this, and if you backspace does this, if you delete,
Mm-hmm.
try it and delete it.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, no problem. For now, just give the ID. Yeah, now hit enter. So it basically looked up that specific ID and gave you the process name and handles and stuff like that. You can yeah, this is good. This is why exactly I wanted you to run this because you'll not have that feel to you. You'll not know how to exactly unless you run certain things. You'll not know all the practical difficulties or the operational difficulties that you can expect. Like here, how we didn't know how to use get hyphen process. It is get hyphen process and not just get process and things like that. And backspace and delete, and that's why we totally do this practical part. And I'll be doing this towards the end of each of the modules that we cover, so that we
Mhm.
know we have some sort of a grip or what we covered on that day. Okay, Cynthia.
Okay.
Okay, then. So
Yeah.
that's it for today.
Uh, okay. I have a question for you. So, can you share all the commands which you were
Talking about, yeah,
like
sure, certainly.
talking
I'll
about
just
in the
drop.
message? I'm not sure I can get the message, or like I don't know how you can share with me, but yeah.
Yeah, no problem. I have your WhatsApp. I think we have a group there. So what I'll do is I'll either give you, if you just want the commandlets, I'll just type it out, or we can create a file for all the commandlets that we covered today, and I'll just attach it
Yeah,
and share
that
it to
would
you
be
on WhatsApp.
better. Yeah, that
No
would be
problem.
better.
Okay. Also, this session has been recorded and it will be shared to you so that you can reference it later. That'll work as well. Okay, Cindy.
Okay, that would be great, actually.
Okay, then. See you tomorrow.
Okay, thank you. See
Have a
you.
great day. Bye.